my class. This is what I'm working in. I'm coming in the front. This is the front door of this TI I'm doing. This is the mess I was telling you guys about. There's all the duct work. Everything's in here. All this pipe runs right here is not mine. I'm just kind of showing you what you're dealing with out in the field and why you need to learn how to run some conduit. This is some of the stuff that's been run that is just ugly. It's not me. I'm just showing you some of the nonsense that's up in the ceiling. I'll show you what I actually ran, but this is how busy the ceiling is. All this duct work. None of these pipes are mine. None of this stuff out here is mine. None of this out here. Some of this is existing. This is all existing stuff that a lot of these pipes don't belong to me, but this is the mess and how ugly some of this stuff looks. If you look down here, trying to get above these ceilings are a pain in the ass. I just finished running this 1/2 inch right here, turned over 90/90 into a box up here, right here. I'll go in the other room and kind of show you, but you see all this mess that's in the ceilings here. This 1/2 inch I ran, you can't see it here, but that's a 3-point saddle. The 1/2 inch on the right is a 3-point saddle that I ran. And that's a 20s, 10s, and 10s for the 3-point saddle. Then you had to come down and do a back-to-back offset. The 1/2 inch is mine. The one that was clean on the other side, that belongs to me. Guys, this is what I was telling you guys about running conduit. Then I had to run back. We go to the next room. I had to run back. I had to turn to 90. You can barely see it above all this duct work. I had to turn to 90 above this duct work. And there's my 1/2 inch. Which this 1/2 inch is right here. That's a back-to-back offset, which you can barely see up there. That's a back-to-back. Next to that kick was down there, and it goes to this box over here. None of this pipe I ran except for this 1/2 inch. So none of the stuff in here that I ran. I didn't pull any of this MC. I didn't do any of this stuff. I'm doing a whole bunch of conduit runs. So this is for your panels. These are all the Indian panels right here. This 1/2 inch is just for your grounding. The rest of it they just ran because this panel, the panel on the left, feeds these 3 panels. And this panel on the left comes from the UPS, which is an uninterrupted power supply. So these are the Indian panels. Now I'll show you what else I ran. These 3/4 and that 1.25 I ran. Everything got pushed together because everything is just so tight here, so it's just an absolute mess in the ceiling. So it's just kick 90s here, another 90, down right here through this wall, down and around, down here. You can see how busy these ceilings are down through here. This stuff is kind of crooked in here because I had no room. It's kind of hard to see with the light on in there. I'm gonna try to get around the other side. But this is the mess I had to try to get through. I had to squeeze all this in here. This 2 inch on the left-hand side was already here. That's original to this place. So it's just 2 inch here and all the rest of the stuff. So I ran these 1/2 inch goes to this box. That 3/4 I ran, the 1/2 inch and 3/4. 2 3/4 go to 1 3/4 goes to this box. That 1/2 inch I ran goes to that box. Now my 1.25 inch continues here, and this 1.25 inch and that 3/4. Sorry guys, continues here. We need to see conduit in here because I'm over on bends, and I'll show you this nightmare I had to do too. So now all this stuff was in the way. So now I had to do a kick on this 1.25 inch. It's hard to see with a 90. The 3/4, I did a back-to-back 90 here. Now, this 1.25 inch you'll see over here, I had to offset over the top to get out the way. And and run down this road. You can see it, I'll show you on the other side. This is the quarter I ran here. I'll show you the other half of that 1.25 once I get over there. But this is this 1.25. That goes to a kick 90 to a box. A little slide offset here and a kick 90 to the box. Now I'm going to show you. This is the other part of this. This is not as bad as far as duct work. It's not as much stuff over here, but I'll show you some other stuff. That's another new panel that's getting put in. Now that 1.25 I showed you, it offsets. That offset it on the other side. Then I had to come down. I had to offset. Let me show you. Sorry, let me get another room. That's the offset you saw on the back side. It's kind of hard to see. Then I had to offset up because they offset up to the deck here. These are all the tins offset up to the deck. Then I had to come down. I'll come over so you can see this there. 1.25 runs here. Then I had to do another offset to get in between the drain pipe or the vent pipe. I know which one that is. And then 90, the little slight kick into this box. This box right here is where our UPS is going to mount down here on the floor somewhere. This is my last day on this job, so I won't be finishing this, but this is where the UPS is going to mount here. So that is that 1.25 pipe I ran. Now I'll show you some more stuff. These 2 3/4, one is next to this 1.25, and this 1.25 had to finish up. So my 1 and my 3/4 went this way. This 1.25, I didn't do this. I had to finish it from this point where this coupling's at. I finished that all the way out. Then a 3/4, my 3/4 here, back to back offset. I got that 1. So back to back offset and it continues there. Oh, sorry guys, I'm mistaken. That 1.25 I didn't run it. I had to pick it up over here. But then you see how busy this stuff is. All this pipe, a lot of this pipe above was all existing pipe. And that was my 3/4 I ran here, back to back offset. And it goes through back to back. And then I had to offset underneath and jump on this rack. You can't see this above the ceiling, but it's kind of a nightmare up there. And I had to run it above the ceiling all the way over to that panel. Where those pipes are at, that's that panel on the other side. Now I'm trying to see what else I ran for you guys. I had to run another 1/2 inch, guys, that carries all the way down here. This 1/2 inch, which is right here. That 1/2 inch that is closest to this box, not the 3/4 on the left. That 1/2 inch goes here. You can't see. Oh, my bad, guys. The wrong 1/2 inch. Sorry. It is this other 1/2 inch that goes into this box. The wrong 1/2 inch, guys. My bad. This 1/2 inch that goes to this box I ran. So I had to offset over. I had to roll an offset over to here. No, it was not a rolling one. That's just an offset here. You can't see it, but I'm kind of above all this stuff. I'll come to the other side. You can't see it, but it kicks 90 on the strut. A rolling offset, and it goes to this disconnect here. That's what I've run so far. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I ran. All these stub ups, guys, for Cat 5 for lighting. I did all these little stub ups. This one here, it's just a 90 on all this stuff. In here, this came from upstairs. I had to come to a box here. Then I came out of that box. I had to do a kick 90 so I can run it along that beam there. And then another 90. You can barely see this stuff. It's a 90 down into this box. Also, I picked up this 1 this 2 inch that was here. This was stubbed down already for me, so I picked it up from there. and it does some strange little rolling offset here to get through this wall. And this, guys, the outside wall is at an angle. I'll kind of try to show you this. You can see that it's kind of at an angle here. If you look in this corner here, you see it's not square 90. So this is kind of a different angle here. It looks big time more than 90. So that's how they had to go through this wall here for that 2-inch. And that's basically all the pipe I've run so far. Because you're looking, this is all 2-inch they did. It goes outside. This is data that goes upside that actually pokes up top. I'll show you those 2 inches that go up top for floor boxes and data. I'm just kind of showing you guys all the mess that's in here. All these 2 inches are already, this was already here, this is existing stuff. I'm just kind of showing you what not to do. All these boxes on the floor here, guys, that's down low, they had to get changed out because they measured, sorry about the noise, they measured off the floor, and the floor is never flat. So if they drywall this, one box would be up in the air, one would be lower, one would be higher, one would be lower, one would be higher, one would be lower, all the way down here. It would stair step. So I brought my laser in from my apprentice to sit up here and level these out. If you don't have a level, if you don't have a laser, you can take a piece of conduit, something that's straight, a piece of unistrut, and put a level across. That's the thing you need to do when you're doing plugs next to each other. Because once you put drywall on here, you will see it clear as day that these things are stair-stepping all the way up. You can see all the med gases and everything else in here. I think that's just about it, guys. Upstairs, I didn't do. So that's basically just about it, guys. I'm just looking to see this is more existing panels, fire alarm panel. A lot of this stuff's gonna change. You can see the mess up in all these ceilings. A ton of this stuff is existing. Some of it is for upstairs. So you see the kind of mess that's in here, guys. I just wanted to show you this stuff to let you know how this stuff goes. See, all this stuff is existing up here. So I just want to show you guys, if you can run conduit through all this maze of stuff, that will keep you in working order and keep you working. Now, I'm going to show you what I got to do for the rest of the day. Let me see. This box right up here, I've got to get a conduit out of this box through here. I've got to pick up all these air handlers. There's one right here. So I've got to come out of this box. I've got to come out of that box right there and get a pipe into here and run inside here. I'm trying to run inside here where I have a little more room because there's no way I'm running down this hallway, and a lot of this ductwork is right on the deck. So I've got to get that half inch from there, run it down here to pick up this air handler, and it's got to run to each one of these rooms down here. So I've got to come down and get here and get to here to pick up where this other air handler is right here in the hallway. So I've got to run a pipe to pick up that one up there, and then I got to run all the way down here and get to this last one, which is right here. That's my next project that I'm going to be working on. But if you see, guys, this is a nightmare trying to run conduit through here. Now, another thing, guys, I wish you would have told me when I ran this half inch that's over here to the right. I would have ran those all together at the same time. So now I've got to come back here and try to match these bins, which is going to be a pain in the ass. So hey, fellas, I'm just giving you an idea of what we're kind of doing, just running around, showing you some more conduit that ran. Half this stuff wasn't me, but just kind of showing you how things get done and what nightmares you can run into out here in the field. All right, my students, I will check you on the next one.